Some people aren't just bad for your peace, they're bad for your purpose. If you've been trying to level up, heal, or step into the person that you've always wanted to be, there are certain people you need to let go of. Let's talk about it. The first one is the insecure competitor, also known as your secret hater. They smile in your face but feel threatened when you constantly win. You may probably notice it in constant comparisons, subtle jabs, those backhanded compliments, or even in some of their jokes. I always love to say that most of your haters will use their jokes as a slick way to insult you. The disrespect comes in the jokes, and if it's anything that you need to pay attention to when it comes to certain friendships and interactions that you have, are the jokes that those people play, whether it's about anyone else or whether it's about you, especially if they get called out on it because no one really found it funny, and then they respond with, "Oh my gosh, it's just a joke, you're being too sensitive." It's actually quite scary, but it's something that you need to be on the lookout for. If it is you're finding situations where you're having certain successes in your life, you're reaching milestones in your business, you just got a new career opportunity, or you're about to further your studies and take up a new class or course, and the person that you share this news with just seems as though they're not as excited for you, just seems as though they're kind of like brushing it off, or they kind of try to one-up you with a story of their own, pay attention to that. If their support disappears when you're winning, that's not your friend. That's someone that sees you as competition. The second one is the comfortable anchor, the person that tries to keep you small. You find them in persons that always discourage your glow up. They always discourage you from trying new ventures. They discourage you from going to places to meet people. They discourage you from starting your business. They discourage you from putting yourself out there on social media and building your Instagram page. They discourage you from those things. Pay attention, because half of the time they're doing that because they're not ready to see you grow into a person that they are about to be uncomfortable with. It becomes very clear who are your friends and who are the persons that want to keep you down and stagnant when you proceed to put yourself out there and try new things. It becomes very clear and obvious because these persons will constantly say things like, "What do you want to do that for? Why do you want to go there? What makes you think that you're going to succeed at that? What made you think that that's something that you should be doing?" They're there to make you question yourself. They're there to keep you in the same position that you are in now. If it could be something as simple as you wanting to eat healthier and wanting to exercise more, they may say stuff like, "Why? You only have one life. You should enjoy it." But the thing about a situation like that is that how can you enjoy your life when you're constantly making unhealthy choices for yourself? How can you enjoy your life by not experiencing everything that life has to offer? How can you enjoy your life by not seeing how much money you can make by starting a new business? How can you enjoy your life by staying in the same place, in the same position, surrounded by the same people year after year after year after year? It's an odd thing when it is they're out and they're doing stuff and they're meeting new people and they're celebrating their accomplishments, but the minute that you start to do it, they try to plant doubt in your mind. They try to put all of this fear into you to make you feel like you're gonna fail before you even start. Their fear becomes your ceiling if you keep them around. You're never going to improve if you keep entertaining this person. Learn to say, I appreciate your opinion. That may be your point of view, but this is something that I want to do, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. The third person is your neighborhood favorite, your energy leech. And these are the persons that always seem to be in chaos. You ever had a friend and it always seems like they were going through something? Something was always happening in their life, whether it's family drama, relationship drama, friendship drama, job drama. There's always something that's happening with them. And then you find yourself trying to help, trying to give them advice, trying to say what you would do if you were in a situation like this. But no matter the advice that you give and no matter what you say to this friend, they always find themselves back in that situation because they never take your advice to begin with. I found myself in a similar situation where my friend was dating a guy that was a couple years older than her, right? And from the beginning, she told me about this person and I said, I don't see it, but as long as you're happy, as long as that's where you want to be, and as long as that person treats you good, no problem. Every time she would have an interaction with this guy, she would go out with this guy, she would spend the night with this guy, she would always come back and say something that would throw me all the way off. It was her constantly crying over him, her constantly saying, I'm so done with him, I don't want to do this anymore, he treats me awful, he makes me feel so worthless, he makes me feel useless. And I'm here as her friend giving her all of this advice, telling her that she's worth more than this, telling her that there's so many people that are vying for her attention that I know will treat her better, telling her that this amount of stress that she's being placed under is so unnecessary for a person that hasn't even properly claimed her, for a person that hasn't even stated that he sees a proper future with her. It's her constantly wondering if he had wandering eyes, if he was gonna call that day, if he was gonna come over. It was months of this and months of me giving her advice. And then I sat back and I realized I was talking in vain. Every time she came to me with an issue, I would put myself on the line, I would put my energy on the line and try to help her. And I would leave each and every conversation feeling so drained and so tired. I got so tired in the midst of it, like, oh my gosh, let's really stop talking about this right now because it's such a heavy topic and it's so draining. But I put up with it because when I left the conversation, I truly believed that she would see the situation for what it was and walk away and save herself all of that heartache. But when it is I stepped back and I analyzed the situation properly, I realized that she had never once taken my advice. She had never once listened to anything I said. Every time I told her, oh, that's kind of suspicious. Oh, no, that's not how you deserve to be treated. Oh, no, that's not how you deserve to be spoken to. And we will come up with this plan of the things that she wanted to do and how it is she wanted to approach the entire thing. And then when she would come back and give me the follow-up, it was always the exact opposite of what it is we discussed that we're going to do. It was always the exact opposite of what would have been the right decision in whatever fight or misunderstanding they were having. And I realized that I'm giving all of my energy to this person. I'm giving all of my advice to this person. I'm giving all of my care and all of my worry to this situation. But she did not want to get out of that situation herself. Therefore, the situation was never going to change and I was wasting my time. I was wasting my good time on a person that didn't really want to see the situation change. They just wanted an avenue to complain. You are nobody's journal. You are no one's therapist. Especially if you're giving advice to this person and they're blatantly showing you that they are not taking that advice and they could care less about anything that you have to say. They're going to do what it is that they want to do anyway. What do you look like? Putting yourself out there time and time again, training yourself. And this person has shown that they do not care what it is you really have to say to begin with. They just wanted somewhere to talk. Always need saving. They're always venting. And they always need rescuing. And at the end of it all, they leave you drained every single time. These people are never going to take accountability for anything that is happening in their life. And low-key, they love the drama. That's why they stay in it, and that's why they keep doing things. They love the drama that comes with it. You are not their therapist. Protect your energy like it's rent. This is a brand new era for you. There's so many things that you want to do, so many things you want to accomplish, so many places you see yourself going to and traveling to, so many new things you see yourself trying. You're going to need your energy to put into all of these ventures that you have planned out for yourself. With about 5 to 6 months remaining in the year, it is too expensive to spend your energy on persons that do not want to see you grow. If this video resonated with you, do consider subscribing because I post quite often. Bye.